Right now at 6, a Joplin man gets 5 years in prison for a fatal DWI crash that killed his passenger.
And it's going to be another warm day for us today, but we are tracking rain chances this evening. I'll have those details coming up.
Plus, the biggest blizzard in decades wallops the Northeast from Maine to D.C.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6 a.m. I'm Samantha Walker.
And I'm Donald O'Keefe. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday, February 25th. That feels like a weird date to say almost, because I'm like, the year has gone by so quickly.
It really has. I mean, the fact that we're only a few days away from meteorological spring, which is March 1st, and like we're moving into spring, but it kind of feels like spring out actually today and probably for the next couple of days as well. Which
is really nice. I'm appreciating it. You know, we had a few days that felt more wintry, especially earlier in this week. And when it wasn't feeling wintry, it felt like you were going to blow away. So I'm hoping today is, kind of warmish and, I can enjoy it without, flying away.
There is going to be some improvements for today. It's not going to be as windy. We're going to see temperatures back into the upper 60s. Let's take a look at downtown Pittsburgh right now. You can see clear skies. The sun is slowly making its way up. It's going to come up pretty soon. And temperatures are going to continue to warm as we get into the morning. So we're going to see temperatures be very nice through the morning into the afternoon. US 69 at US 400. People are starting to get out the door, get their morning routines going, getting their morning coffee. Definitely a pretty great morning to do so. Taking a look outside, 46 degrees in Joplin, 49 degrees in Pittsburgh at this current time. So cool temperatures, but still not as bad as it was a couple of days ago. Taking a look at temperatures across the region. Stockton, you guys are on the cooler side, 37 degrees. Out there in Neodesha, you guys are at 46 degrees, 49 degrees there in Pittsburgh. Bentonville, you guys are at 52, so you guys are already in the 50s. Cassville, just about that 50 mark. So low to mid 40s, upper 40s as well across the region. And we are seeing, like I said, a warm trend continuing over the next 12 hours toward our 24-hour temperature change. You can see Cassville, you guys are 14 degrees warmer than you were yesterday, so not too bad out there. Girard, you guys are 8 degrees above average, or not above average, compared to yesterday, warmer. So like I said, we're seeing spring-like temperatures. Are you sure it's February? It kind of feels like April at this point. Taking a look today, though, this is today at noon. Partly cloudy skies, winds out of the south, bringing in that warmer air to our area. As we get into the afternoon, staying partly cloudy, mostly sunny as well across the region. But here comes that rain by 8, 9 o'clock again tonight. So that's when we're going to start to see that rain start to push in, and I'll have more details about that coming up.
Donald, thanks. Law enforcement and lawmakers across Missouri shared their grief following the shooting deaths of 2 Christian County deputies. 2 other law officers are injured. The suspect was killed in the shootout. The shootings of the officers occurred in 2 locations and hours apart in southwest Missouri. The first shooting occurred around 4 p.m. Monday afternoon in Christian County, Missouri. Authorities say Richard Dean Bird shot and killed Deputy Gabriel Ramirez during a traffic stop near Highway 160. Bird fled into the woods armed with a rifle. Officers conducting an hours-long manhunt came under fire around 11:30 p.m. Christian County Deputy Michael Highslope and the suspect died in the gunfight. 2 other officers suffered injuries but are expected to survive the deadly encounter.
The suspect, once deputies were close to him, immediately opened fire on the deputies, and 3 deputies were shot during that time. We have 1 deputy from Christian County that is deceased from this incident here. 1 other Christian County deputy that's shot with non-life-threatening injuries. And we have a Webster County deputy that's also shot with non-life-threatening injuries, from what we are told. The suspect continued to fire rounds at officers and deputies. The law enforcement officers on scene returned fire, and the suspect is deceased.
Deputy Gabriel Ramirez served in the U.S. Army for 8 years and joined the Christian County Sheriff's Department less than a year ago. He was 30 years old. 40-year-old Deputy Michael Highslope served in the Sheriff's Department since 2019. Sheriff Brad Cole says that their courage, sacrifice, and unwavering commitment to Christian County will never be forgotten. Court documents on Richard Dean Byrd's criminal history date from as recently as a week ago. On February 15th, a 400-pound antique safe was reported missing. It was taken from the home of the victim's deceased parents, one World War II veteran. During the search warrant the next day, Stone County deputies found coins and military memorabilia where Richard Byrd lived. The deceased parents' names were on multiple items, including inside a wood-burning stove where deputies found burned documents. In court documents, Byrd has also been described as, quote, a danger to the public. In an eerily similar case from September 2014, Byrd shot at a Johnson County, Kansas law enforcement officer who was investigating a construction site theft. Byrd fired multiple shots from a rifle. That deputy was not hit. Byrd was convicted in 2016 and sentenced to 99 months. The Kansas Department of Corrections lists his discharge date as April 2023. Well, a single vehicle crash was reported in Carl Junction last night. Emergency services responded, finding that an SUV had veered off the left side of the road at high speeds and struck a tree. The driver suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Well, a judge sentences a Joplin man to prison for his role in a 2023 fatal DWI crash. Yesterday, the court sentenced William Deckard to 5 years in prison. This comes after Deckard pled guilty as charged without the benefit of a plea offer. The incident happened on June 21, 2023 on River Road east of Highway 86. Authorities say Deckard admitted to drinking alcohol and smoking marijuana before driving his car at a high rate of speed. The car left the road and crashed into a mailbox, leading to the death of his passenger, Liberty Fowler. Our stories are often discovered by you, our viewers. We invite you to share your news tips with us. Scan the QR code and you'll be taken to a form where you can submit a tip quickly and easily. Thank you for being a part of the story. Well, hurricane-force winds and record snowfall is making this blizzard one to remember for those in the Northeast. Airports, power companies, and residents are all trying to dig themselves out of several feet of snow. CBS's Jared Hill is in New York City with the details.
More than 3 feet of snow is blanketing towns in southeast Massachusetts, and the cleanup from this week's bomb cyclone is expected to take days.
We just got walloped. That was one big snowstorm.
37 inches fell on Providence, Rhode Island, smashing a nearly 50-year-old record by 9 inches.
Did not give it a thought that we would have another blizzard like 78 in my lifetime.
From Maine to D.C., folks are slowly digging out of the biggest blizzard in decades.
The snow is really slushy. It's just on the edge of freezing. It's very heavy to shovel.
Even the plows had trouble. This one caught on a power line. A driver narrowly escaped injury when a branch smashed through the windshield. And another fell into a sinkhole.
Both tires popped, the air brakes are gone, the whole truck's totaled.
At one point, more than 500,000 customers were without power across the Northeast. New Jersey Governor Mikey Sherrill says more than 90% of the outages in her state have been restored.
As I've been saying, if you've seen one storm, you've seen one storm. This storm was not normal. We were ready.
Another winter system is headed for the Northeast that could bring several inches of snow or rain to some areas as soon as tomorrow morning. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
Airports in several major cities like New York, Boston, and Philadelphia are getting back up to speed after most flights were canceled. That's a look at this morning's top stories and weather coming up on the KOAM Morning News. Lawmakers call on the Trump administration to release unredacted Epstein case files, revealing information about his associates and victims. And we're tracking rain in the 4 states. Donald has a look at your forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. Topping Nation Watch, members of the Democratic Women's Caucus held a news conference yesterday in Washington with survivors of Jeffrey Epstein to demand the release of all files connected to the convicted sex offender. Lawmakers stood beside women and their families to call on the Trump administration to release Epstein case files with unredacted information on his associates. Amanda Roberts spoke about her sister-in-law, Virginia Jo Frey, who accused Epstein of sex trafficking her when she was 17. She died by suicide last year. The president spoke for an hour and 44 minutes in last night's State of the Union address. As Erica Brown reports, much of the speech focused on the economy in his first year back in office and laid out the Republican agenda heading into the midterm elections.
President of the United States.
President Trump arrived in the House chamber of the Capitol to largely thunderous applause, and he highlighted the country's 250th birthday, defended his record, and laid out his agenda with a focus on the economy.
Inflation is plummeting. Incomes are rising fast. The roaring economy is roaring like never before. The price of eggs is down 60%. The cost of chicken, butter, fruit, hotels, automobiles, rent is lower today than when I took office by a lot.
But while the president touts his economic policies, a new CBS News poll shows 61% of those surveyed disapprove of his handling of the economy, and only 37% say the economy is in good condition. The president also discussed his nationwide crackdown on crime, pointing to a significant decline in murder rates.
This is the biggest decline, think of it, in recorded history, the lowest number in over 125 years.
And on his policy abroad, the president issued a stern warning to Iran as he weighs potential military action over its nuclear program.
One thing is certain, I will never allow the world's #1 sponsor of terror, which they are by far, to have a nuclear weapon. Can't let that happen.
Dozens of Democratic lawmakers boycotted the president's address, with some holding a counter-program on the National Mall. Among President Trump's guests was Erica Kirk, the widow of conservative activist Charlie Kirk, and members of the U.S. men's hockey team who won the gold medal during the Winter Olympic Games. Erica Brown, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger gave last night's Democratic response. In her remarks, the governor said the president is not focused on issues that matter to Americans, like lowering the cost of housing, child care, and health care, and making our communities safer. She called Trump's tariff policies reckless, saying they've cost the average American family $1,700. Well, still to come, a Parisian bridge gets transformed into a rocky cave with augmented reality by artist JR, known as the French Banksy, during Paris Fashion Week. Plus, we're tracking rain in the 4 states. Donald has a look at your Wednesday forecast. Actress Lily Collins is preparing for her own Breakfast at Tiffany's moment as Jersey Shore's Snooki uses social media to advocate for women's health. Gwen Baumgarten has your Eye on Entertainment report.
This iconic Parisian bridge is about to be transformed. These are some of the renderings and sketches for the upcoming installation, set to mimic a rocky cave. Within will be an immersive experience featuring music, limited light, and augmented reality. Behind the vision is artist JR, who's gained a reputation as the French Banksy. The bridge will be unveiled during Paris Fashion Week in June. After a lifetime of admiration for fashion icon and actress Audrey Hepburn, Lily Collins confirmed on social media that she's taking on the role of Hepburn in a film about the making of Breakfast at Tiffany's. Collins says the project has been in development for almost 10 years. Former Jersey Shore star Snooki has revealed her stage 1 cervical cancer diagnosis. She's now using her social media platforms to encourage women to get regular pap smears and checkups.
You got another hit cooking?
The sequel is out. I Can Only Imagine 2 follows the continued real-life success and struggles of musician Bart Millard of band Mercy Me, navigating fame and fatherhood after a hit song. Andrew Irwin directed the film.
I really began to explore is what happens when your happily ever after breaks, and what happens when you get everything that you think you want and then it doesn't satisfy, or life keeps going on.
I Can Only Imagine 2 is in theaters now. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Gwen Baumgartner, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Some really exciting projects to look forward to. I can't wait for the Audrey Hepburn one. But now here's Donald with a quick look at your forecast.
And we're going to see pretty nice temperatures today. We're going to get up into the upper 60s, partly cloudy skies. We're also going to see some rain chances start to push in this evening. They'll be coming in about 8, 9 o'clock today, but it's going to be nice and warm and not as windy as it was yesterday. So let's enjoy this nicer weather while it's here before we get that much needed rain that we've been asking for because of these dry conditions. I'll have more of your forecast coming up after the break.
Here's your Skywatch weather forecast from the trusted Roper Kia Weather Center.
We're going to see another nice warm day today, but the winds are going to be on the calmer side, so we're going to look forward to that. Taking a look at downtown Pittsburgh right now, we're going to see clear skies. The sun is slowly starting to peek its head up. You can see not a lot of people out right now, but cooler temperatures, but still nice compared to how it was a couple of days ago. US 69 at US 400. Getting a little bit busier out there, but still not too bad as well. Driving conditions are looking excellent all across the region. You can actually see the sunrise there at US 69 at Baxter Springs. Nice sunrise. We're going to see, like I said, warmer conditions as the sun starts to come up this morning. 20th and range line as well. Not very busy as well. You can see the sunrise there too. Just starting to peek its head up. Going to start warming things up as we go over the next couple of hours. And like I said, driving conditions across the region looking really good for the fog. Everywhere looks excellent. So if you're out there getting your morning routine going, you don't have to really worry about any fog because there isn't any at the moment. Take a look at our regional temperatures. Like I said, we're going to be warm today and for the next couple of days. You can see that influx of warm south air that's pushing into our area. You can actually see a swirl there just south of Oklahoma City. That's going to be, that's a surface low that's going to slowly push into area, and that's going to be the fuel that's going to be needed for that rain later on this evening. Also, we're going to see that moisture return to our area as well. It's been so dry. As you know, yesterday we had that fire watch. So as we get into the afternoon and evening tonight, we're going to have those relative humidities back into the upper 40s and 50s. So that's that moisture returning. That's, like I said, the fuel that's needed for the possible rain this evening. Let's talk about that rain now. As we get to about noon, partly cloudy skies. There's that warm air out of the south. By 5 o'clock, you're going to see mostly sunny skies, but then by the time we get to about the 8, 9 o'clock hour, here comes that rain that's going to start pushing in. It's going to be light rain at first. As we get into the overnight, there might be heavier pockets of rain, maybe a rumble or two of thunder, but for the most part, it's going to be just widespread showers. At the very most, it could be about 1/10 of an inch, but very light rain, but we definitely in need of any kind of rain at this moment. By the time we get to Thursday morning, this is 5 a.m., still going to be rain mostly along the I-44 corridor, and then as we get into Thursday morning around 8 a.m. we're going to dry out, and winds are going to be out in the north now. That's going to be cooling things down for Thursday, but not that cool, about the mid 60s as we get into Thursday afternoon and returning to sunny skies. Taking a look at our rain chances, you can see very low rain chances by about that 8, 9, 10 o'clock hour, and then the overnight. So like I said, the area is going to get some rain, but like I said, on the lighter side. For today, though, our morning looks pretty good. Mostly cloudy skies through the morning, but getting up to 60 degrees by 11 a.m. So it is February. It kind of feels like April at this point. For today, though, we're going to get up to a high of 68 degrees by this afternoon. Partly cloudy skies. Like I said, winds are going to be on the easier side out of the east at 5 to 10 miles an hour. For tonight, dropping down to 44 degrees. And like I said, those rain chances start to push in about that 8, 9, 10 o'clock hour. So we're going to be enjoying that nice day before that rain starts to push in. Taking a look at our 7 and 10 day here. 68 degrees today, 65 degrees tomorrow, pushing into the low 70s by Friday, 72 on Friday, 74 on Saturday, and we can see about 3 to 4 days of rain continuing into next week. Then we bounce back up into the upper 60s and lower 70s by next Thursday. So a couple of beautiful days before much needed rain returns to our area. That's a look at your full forecast. Here's Sam with Health Watch.
Thanks, Donald. Well, it's a cancer that's primarily caused by persistent infection with the human papillomavirus, or HPV. But cervical cancer cases and its death rate have dropped dramatically the past 50 years. However, a new study suggests the decrease in cases isn't happening in every state. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither talks to one of the authors about why he says there's a decline disparity based on where you live.
It was once one of the most common causes of cancer deaths for U.S. women, but thanks to prevention and screening, there have been significant gains in the battle against cervical cancer. Still, this year alone, the American Cancer Society estimates close to 13,500 new cases of invasive cervical cancer will be diagnosed, and about 4,200 women will die from the disease.
In younger women under 50, cervical cancer is the third leading cause of cancer deaths.
Dr. Ahmadin Jamal is co-author of a new study which found cervical cancer cases declined by 27% overall in U.S. women ages 20 to 31 between 2016 and 2021 when the HPV vaccine was available, compared to the years 2000 to 2005, which is before the vaccine was first approved for use by the FDA. However, Jamal says there are significant disparities across individual states, ranging from a 50% decrease in cervical cancer cases in 3 states in the District of Columbia to little or no decline at all in several states. He says places that saw the most significant drop in cases were the states with higher HPV vaccination rates.
We have to look at HPV vaccination as a preventive measure.
Jamal says regional disparities are likely to persist in states with lower HPV vaccination rates, especially as young women who haven't been protected from the virus get older and their risk of cervical cancer gets higher. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
That's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. Right now at 6:30, the Joplin Health Department offers a free First Impact program to teach parents and teens about the risks of new drivers.
Now we're going to see another warm day ahead of us. We are tracking some rain that's going to be pushing in this evening. I'll have those details coming up.
Plus, Aurora police introduced door stickers to alert responders about autistic family members in the home.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6:31. I'm Samantha Walker.
And I'm Donald O'Keefe. Good morning.
Good morning and happy Wednesday, February 25th. We are halfway through the work week.
We are making it through the work week. We're making it through February. We're only a couple days out from meteorological spring, which is March 1st. So we're moving quick into spring right now.
And you know, spring will be here before we know it. And people may feel like it's spring because it sounds like we're maybe going to get some spring showers, which I know we could definitely use.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's been well above average temperatures over the last couple of days, and we're going to see possibly some rain tonight. Let's take a look at downtown Pittsburgh right now. We're going to see clear skies at this moment, but things are going to start warming up. There's some clouds there, but for the most part, you know, that sun's starting to come up there. You can see those beautiful colors there on the horizon. It looks excellent out there in downtown Pittsburgh. So like I said, beautiful sunrise, and like I said, those temperatures are going to continue to increase above average as we go through the morning. US 69 at US 400. Look at those trucks going by. Everybody's going out getting their jobs done this morning, doing their morning routine. It's a pretty excellent morning to do it. Temperatures are feeling pretty good. Still cool, but definitely on the nicer side compared to how it was a couple of days ago. Joplin 46 degrees, Pittsburgh 48 degrees right now. Taking a look outside. Like I said, these temperatures are feeling cool, but not too bad. Iola, you guys are on the cooler side. 40 degrees out there in Iola, 40 degrees out there in Sedan, 46 degrees there in Joplin, 52 degrees down there in Bentonville. So you guys are already pushing the lower 50s. So low 40s to almost 50 degrees across the region, but we're just going to continue to increase over the next couple of hours. Our 24-hour temperature range, you can see we're about 5 degrees to about almost 15 degrees above average, especially down there in Cassville and Bella Vista. You guys are 13 degrees above average compared to how it was yesterday. And like I said, we could possibly see some rain that's going to be pushing in later this evening, but before that happens, partly cloudy skies this afternoon. We're going to see those temperatures get into the upper 60s by this afternoon, and then also there comes that rain starting to push in about 8-9 o'clock tonight, and I'll have more details about that rain coming up.
Donald, thanks. Teens are 3 times more likely to be involved in a fatal crash. The good news for parents is there's a way to reduce that number by 20 to 40%. The Joplin Health Department is offering a free program titled First Impact, designed to introduce parents and their teens to the risks new drivers face. The program will also provide tools for parents to monitor, coach, and support their teen driver. While the program is free, registration is required. For interested parents or teens, we have more information, including the link to register, on our website, kymnewsnow.com. Well, Carthage High School's agriculture program transforms students' futures. The Carthage FFA started in 1940 and now serves 250 to 300 students each year. With its mission expanding beyond traditional farming and hands-on learning, it trains students and prepares them for more than 300 different career paths in agriculture and technology.
We do CDEs, so CDEs are career development events. They help us literally prepare for our future careers. Agriculture is the industry that fuels our world, and I think it's just so important to especially get those younger generations involved in it.
Ag instructor Brandon Duff mentions the school is getting a school farm where students can apply all that they learn through animal science, plant science, even agri-mechanics on that field. Well, the Aurora Police Department will soon be distributing stickers for families of people with autism to display at their home. KOAM's Kenny Foreman tells us why the department believes something as simple as this can make a huge difference.
As someone who is committed to protecting his community, Chief West Coatney's inspiration for the sticker idea was driven by his frustration with tragic events involving first responders and people with autism.
The autistic person doesn't always understand the situation that they're in, and it's turned into tragedy, whether somebody got hurt or even killed on a few occasions. And so I'm a policeman. I've been a policeman for a long time, and I always want to give us the highest chance of success that I possibly can.
By helping them identify situations before they walk into them, the hope is that the officers can then come up with more effective solutions on how to respond.
Allows us to maybe handle the situation or approach the situation a little bit differently with some different techniques that my guys have learned through the crisis intervention training that they've had. But if we know ahead of time that we may be encountering an autistic person, that gets us on the right track for better and more effective communication to keep everybody safe.
By putting families more at ease, the community hopes this can increase familiarity and strengthen the overall relationship between responders and people with autism.
They're trying to work with their kids, they're trying to work with maybe their parents in a nursing home, or an older brother or sister that may be out and about and has an interaction with an officer that isn't able to respond maybe as socially appropriate as we think they should.
It's a gesture that goes a long way for Charlotte Brown, a mother of a 9-year-old son with autism. She's urging other families to follow suit.
Every person that has an autistic child should have a sticker on their front door, on their vehicle, just notifying that, like even in a car accident, I had one on my vehicle, it would notify the first responders that he may not respond.
In Aurora, Kenny Foreman, KOAM News.
Chief Coatney says he's ordered 100 stickers and he plans on distributing them when they arrive in the coming weeks. Well, that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Soaring energy bills force tough choices for families struggling to keep the lights on. In Consumer Watch, as Northeasterners battle weeks of historic winter weather, it may be costing more to keep their homes warm. Electric and gas prices in many cities across the U.S. are outpacing inflation, with recent data showing the average bill was about 7% higher than the year before. Reporter Evan Moon spoke with experts about why costs are rising and has tips on how to keep your home warm without burning a hole in your pocket.
It's an issue heating up nationwide.
People are choosing, okay, should I eat or should I pay for the heat?
Politicians in New York pushed for utility bill relief just days before another Northeast snowstorm.
My constituents are being crushed under soaring energy prices.
Residents agree.
Is rent going up? Is utilities going up? Is electric bills going up?
The average residential electricity price was 7.4% higher in 2025 than the year before, outpacing overall inflation. But energy researcher Ted Curry says it's not one size fits all.
And nobody pays an average bill.
There's a tremendous amount of variation in different parts of the country. You've had severe storms or wildfires in California. It destroyed utility infrastructure, and that infrastructure has to be replaced. Where we use more natural gas to generate electricity, the price of natural gas has gone up since 2024.
After severe winter weather, prices can continue to climb.
You'll get snowstorms and ice storms that'll bring down power lines, and the cost necessary to replace all of those lines, eventually people see it in their electric bill.
It's important to note that utility companies don't set rates, regulators do. In New York, a Public Service Commission approved a 3-year rate hike on the city's primary provider, Con Edison. Electric bills could rise up to 10% and gas bills up to 16%.
MIT professor of energy economics Catherine Wolfram says this system makes it harder to push for cuts.
Senators, governors, the politicians that are making this a visible issue can put pressure on those utility commissions, but in the end, it's the utility commission's decision.
She offers some DIY ways to try and lower costs: close drapes, seal drafty windows, and upgrade to a heat pump if you own your home. Evan Moon, CBS News.
Now today in sports. In Carthage, a pair of cross-country runners signed to advance their athletic careers to the collegiate level. Teammates Devin Smith and Javen Bird are staying together for the next stage of their careers. Yesterday, they signed their national letter of intent to join the Crowder College cross-country team. After competing alongside another for 4 years, the duo is excited to have a familiar face on the next step of their journey.
He's been a teammate since my freshman year. And me and him have just built this long-term connection, and it's so awesome to go with someone I know, and it makes it less nerve-wracking.
It makes me feel more comfortable about it, definitely safer, and it makes me feel more confident that we're going to face it together.
Monday, mixed doubles curlers Corey Dropkin and Corey Tesey returned to Minnesota after winning silver at the Winter Games, a medal that made history for Team USA.
Northland fresh off a silver medal win and also the ending ceremony to the Winter Games. At exactly 7:04, Duluth's mixed doubles duo Team Corey and Corey touched down in Duluth Monday night.
Hi!
Full of excitement and embellished in their Olympic hardware.
I definitely don't think it has sunk in for me quite yet. It was just such an incredible month, really, over there to be able to represent our country.
An overwhelmed Corey and Corey were welcomed home by dozens of friends and family members after living out their dreams in the mountains of Cortina, something they don't take lightly. USA!
There's certainly a big moment of the winning shot against Italy in the semifinal game where, we're just outpouring with emotion and, embracing each other on the ice and just kind of enjoying the moment.
Among the supporters decked out in red, white, and blue was Jamison Nicola, who takes curling lessons from Corey Dropkin. He says watching Team Corey and Corey on the Olympic stage was a moment he'll always remember.
I set my alarm clock for the night before, and it was like, I know I didn't want to, I wanted to keep sleeping, but I knew I still had to support him. It was very surreal.
Surreal and emotional moments as family embraced their Olympians. Corey Tesey's mom, Linda, who's not only proud of her daughter, but the impact they created for the sport.
I just want them to see how well received they were on TV, like playing curling, and how excited people are about curling because of how they did.
The silver medalist made history as the first U.S. mixed doubles team to medal at the Olympics. Corey Tesey, also the first female curler to ever medal for Team USA.
And I'm just so proud of us and really proud and honored to be the first woman standing up there, and hope there's lots more coming after me.
And at the end of the day, the Duluth duo says it's the community support that made the journey worth it.
We wouldn't be here without the community around us. It takes a whole village to get to where we're at.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Through the lowest of lows and these big highs. We're just so happy to be home now.
Like Corey said, we did not get here alone.
The duo says the next chapter is simple, a little comfort food, and taking a well-deserved break off the ice. That's it for sports. Here's Donald with a quick check of your weather.
We're going to see nice skies today. We got Temperatures are going to get up into the upper 60s by today, and as we're going to get into the early parts of our later this evening, we're actually going to see the rain start to push in about 8, 9 o'clock tonight. So let's enjoy this nicer weather while it's here, staying above average for the next couple of days. We are definitely in need of some rain because of those dry conditions we've had for the last couple of months. So nice day ahead of us. Let's enjoy that while it's here.
Well, we are getting to celebrate some birthdays and anniversaries this morning. We're going to start off in Pittsburgh, where Daniel Ruda is celebrating his first birthday. It says, happy birthday, love always, Grandma, Grandpa, aunts, and uncles. Happy birthday, Daniel.
And in Jasper, Missouri, Chris Stodolski has a birthday today. He's turning 4 years old. Happy birthday.
And in Thayer, Oakland, Corwin is celebrating birthday number 12. Happy birthday, Oakland.
In Mountain Valley, Kansas, Caleb Merrick has a birthday today. He turned 17. Happy birthday.
And in Carthage, Meredith Murray is celebrating birthday number 36. Happy birthday, Meredith.
In Joplin, Missouri, Amber Warner has a birthday today, turning 38. And the note says, Chris Warner's wife, our very own Chris Warner, here for the morning show. And the note also says, well, she wears the pants of the family. So happy birthday, Amber.
Everything Chris has told us has kind of confirmed that fact. So
I would say so.
He's a lucky man, from
Yes.
what I hear. So, well, in Carthage, Jerry Alsdorf is celebrating birthday number 88. It says, love of love from your wife and family. Happy birthday, Jerry.
And in Columbus, Kansas, Pat Neigman has a birthday today. Happy birthday, Pat.
Also in Columbus, Rosemary Venata is celebrating another year older and wiser. Happy birthday, Rosemary. And we just love getting to celebrate these birthdays and anniversaries with you every morning. So if you want us to be able to celebrate with you, make sure to send them to this email address that you can see on your screen. It's birthdays@koamnewsnow.com. That's where you can send those photos, anniversaries, the messages you may want us to include. But also make sure to pay plenty of attention to the deadline on your screen so we can get it in plenty of time to celebrate with you on your special day.
Well, today is a perfect day to celebrate a birthday. You're going to see nice, warm conditions out there as well. Winds are going to be on the nicer side compared to how it was yesterday. Taking a look at downtown Pittsburgh, though, you can see the sun starting to come up. Beautiful colors. There is some clouds right now. There is going to be some cloudy conditions as we go through the morning, but temperatures are going to warm up pretty significantly over the next couple of hours. US 69 at 400. Not looking too bad out there. Really nobody out there right now. They're probably like, you know what, it's not too bad to kind of just stay in bed for just a little bit longer. US 69 at Baxter Springs. Not looking too bad as well. Nice colors out there with that sun starting to come up, warming up the area as well. 20th and range line, still beautiful colors out there. Like I said, some of those clouds kind of interact with that sunlight, allowing for some beautiful colors across the region. And if you are out there driving, you know, if you do plan to, fog conditions across the area look excellent. So excellent driving conditions. There is no fog out there right now. I want to talk about these temperatures. So we're looking at our regional temperatures across the area, across the United States actually. So we're actually getting a nice influx of warmer air from the south. You can see that spin down there by Oklahoma City. That is a surface low. That's going to slowly make its way into the area, and that's actually going to be the fuel that's going to be needed for the possible rain we're going to see later on this evening as well. So like I said, we're going to see that rain start to push in later this evening. And like I said, that's the fuel. Relative humidity, this is like the actual moisture in the air. So as we get into the later parts of this evening, we're going to see that relative humidity back up into the upper 40s and also 50s by this evening. And like I said, it's been very dry. Like I said, yesterday it was very dry. So it's nice to see some moisture start to return to our region, and like that can be the fuel for that rain. Let's talk about that rain. So today, we're going to see partly cloudy skies. By the time we get to the afternoon, temperatures in the upper 60s, still going to be partly cloudy, sunny skies as well. But then by the time we get to 8, 9 o'clock, here comes that rain. So that moisture is going to be acting as lift and fuel, allowing that rain to start forming out there by 8, 9 o'clock. As we get into the overnight hours, still a lot of rain is going to be pushing through. However, it's still going to be relatively light to moderate. At the very most, you can see about 1/10 of an inch, but still very much needed rain for the region. As we get into tomorrow morning, this is 5 a.m. Thursday, still going to be a bit of a wet and rainy commute if you're going out that early. But as we get to about 8 o'clock tomorrow, we're going to see that rain continuously push off to the east. Winds are out of the north now. That means we're going to see cooler air start to push into the area, but not that cool. Going to see temperatures back into the mid 60s by tomorrow afternoon with nice sunny skies. tomorrow for our Thursday. Like I was saying, our rain chances not very high though, or up to almost 20%, but still there is that chance of rain, and we definitely need it for this time of year with it being so dry. For this morning though, mostly cloudy skies through the morning, getting up to a high of 60 degrees by noon. Or 11 a.m. There we go, right time. 68 degrees for our high today, definitely above average for this time of year. Tonight we're going to drop down to 44 degrees, and that rain starting to push in about the 8, 9, 10 o'clock hour tonight. And like I said, for tonight we're going to see dropping down to 44 degrees with those showers starting to make its way in this evening. Taking a look at our 7 to 10 day here, 68 degrees today, 65 degrees tomorrow, getting into the low 70s by Friday, and you can see Saturday, we're going to have rain after day with rain chances. We definitely need it with it being so dry out there, but temperatures are going to be pretty nice over the next couple of days. So enjoy that weather while it's here. That's a look at your full forecast, and coming up when the KOAM morning news switches on over to Fox 14, a suspect in Ohio is taking a dumpster diving to a whole new level.
This is your Wake Up recap for February 25th. Your top stories to start your day. Christian County officers were shot in 2 separate incidents hours apart in southwest Missouri around 4 p.m. Monday. Deputy Gabriel Ramirez was shot and killed during a traffic stop on Highway 160, allegedly by Richard Dean Bird, who then fled into the woods with a rifle. Around 11:30 p.m., officers searching for Bird came under fire, and both the suspect and Christian County Deputy Michael Heislope were killed. 2 other officers were wounded in the gunfight but are expected to survive. That's a check of today's Wake Up recap.
Well, we're still going to see well above average temperatures for today, getting up to a high of 68 degrees. Going to be a bit cooler tomorrow, getting down to a high of 65 degrees, but we're going to see temperatures get back into the low 70s by Friday and this weekend. And you can see Saturday through Tuesday, day after day of rain. So we're definitely going to need that rain because of how dry it's been. But I really want to enjoy this nice weather while it's here because it's February, but the way these temperatures look and all this rain, it's kind of making it feel like it's April right now.
Almost. Well, we could definitely use that rain like you said. Thank you, Donald.
Of course.
Well, coming up today at noon, we're making Amish ham and cheese casserole in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Your morning news continues on the KOAM with CBS Mornings, coming up with details about an ongoing standoff between the Pentagon and the AI company Anthropic that could impact national security.
Or you can switch on over with us on Fox 14, where your only local morning news continues. This morning, it's Wildcat Wednesday, and today we're learning more about the Youth Entrepreneurship Program.
Plus, we're going to learn about the upcoming International Showcase at Pitt State University. But that'll wrap it up for now. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.
And we'll see you today at noon.